If I suggest to you that you let other people's stuff go, you go, well, my path, my job, my sacred duty is to hold on to other people's shit. And besides, if I let it go, it'll be somebody else's problem, and I can't do that. I can't hurt them. I'd rather hurt myself than have someone else hurt.
Well, what if I don't know what it is? Like, I just feel it within me.
It's pain, contraction, fear.
Yeah, but it's not mine.
Nope, not yours.
And she doesn't know what it is either, so it doesn't help me to find out.
You actually don't need to know what it is at the rational mind level. The other problem you're running into is that your heart chakra, your chest, is starting to expand. And this is a no-no, because if your heart opens, you eat more shit. And you've learned you can get in trouble that way. And we'll get into this. We'll explain this. So, okay, you two want to go back? Or if you've switched with the other lady, that's okay. Thank you for helping out. We're going to... Thank you. Could you feel that?
Yes.
Yeah. So deal with that. You can open doors for people, or help hold them open if they want them open. And you don't really have to do anything. It just happens.
Is that what I feel my energy ball inside my hands?
Yeah? You got a lot of power. You came in with a lot of power. You can pass us that container there. Just send it on up this way and we'll... Thank you. Okay, so here's the story. Thank you, Nicoya.
Yes, I have to go. I wish I could stay longer.
We got a whole planet full of people that are going to be going through an emotional and energetic detoxification, release, pain body process. The culture trains people to do that with trauma, drama, pain, struggle, and suffering. They don't know how to do it with processing or with love. And so it's going to be nasty, nightmarish. Large portions of this planet know what you do to get rid of pain. You do what ISIS does. You make somebody else hurt more than you hurt by killing them. And that's how you get rid of the pain that you have. And they really are in pain. People have been fucking with their countries and their society for a long time, and they're in a lot of pain. And they don't know how to get rid of it except to make other people hurt more than they hurt. So they kill them. Go to war. It works. Not very well. But it's the only thing they understand. So all that pain is going to come up and go to make room for the higher vibrational beings that everyone on this planet is. A lot of people will fight it, and they'll go into nightmares. What is needed in that is hundreds of thousands of, hundreds of millions of highly trained experts in the pain body. In all this stuff that people are releasing. But we on this planet do not have the shamans, the nuns, the monks, or the witches to come and get you when you're 4 years old. Tell your parents you're going off with them for training in the human energy field. So the only way to get your training is by eating other people's shit. Because you're in a culture that doesn't understand this. If I say to you that there's an energy called love that comes out of me and goes to my sweetheart, not too many of you are going to jump up and go, hey, wait a minute, where's your scientific evidence for that kind of shit? You know? Because you probably felt it yourself, right? But if I say the very same thing can happen with negative energy, we are out of the box. Out there, today's different branches of academic psychology that I'm familiar with accept that teenagers, adolescents act out the density from the adults around them. The adults then punish the adolescents for energy that actually belongs to them. That's accepted, right? The psychologists say that the adolescents acted out vicariously. They don't accept there's an actual transmission of an energetic substance from one person to another. That's out of the box. That's not real. And then the next step, even further out of the box, is to say that the socially disruptive behavior that adolescents engage in creates a negative energy that matches resonance with what they're holding and moves it out of them and clears the adolescents by causing trouble. And then getting punished for it and moving even more. So now we're 2 steps out of the box. Those of you who sponge up energy from other people, many of you here, strangers in San Marcos just come up to you and start talking to you. Yes? Start telling their stories. Yeah? Some of them dump. And in a few minutes, they feel a lot better, but you don't. Because there's been a movement of those energies into you. You're an empath. You're in one of the most highly evolved training programs on the planet. You are studying the pain body. You've been studying it since you were a little child. And you've now got a PhD in the pain body. You and you and you and you and you are an expert in what Eckhart Tolle says is the critical thing happening on this earth right now. You're an expert. You're one of the most highly trained healers on the planet. You've been moving these energies since childhood. Now, obviously, you don't want to help very many people if you're going to keep eating this shit. So training's over. And besides, you can go out there. You can go out to dinner tonight and take it in from half the people in the restaurant. But you're not going to learn anything you don't already know. So it's time to stop eating and start being powerful with this stuff. Like this lady and this gentleman just did. You felt powerful, didn't you? It didn't make your heart shut down. Made it open. Felt good. And it also felt like somehow you knew what you were doing.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, actually.
You're one of the most highly trained healers on the planet, and you've already got your training. You actually you've been doing this almost every day since childhood, maybe infancy. You have more training than any doctor. There are books out there written by higher dimensional beings that say in the future the doctors will be sending people to you. You hear that? You? In the future the doctors will be sending people to you because they don't know how to deal with a pain body.
I can't get rid of it right now. It's still not comfortable.
Trust your process. Your main blockage is you're trying to get rid of it. And it's your teacher. And it's going to take you to the next level. And we're going to help you with it. No, it doesn't feel good, and you don't have to make it feel good. Doctors send people to me. Medical doctors come here, and they quit being medical doctors. Because they're having more fun being energy workers and healing more people than they ever did as a doctor. So, your training's over. This, what we're going to do in the next half hour, is graduation. Again, it's now a free will choice. If you eat anybody else's stuff, you made the free will choice to do that. Get a couple angels, clean it, clean out, and go look at why. Oh, if I handle stuff other people don't want to handle, they'll like me. They'll want me around. You know that one? If I handle the stuff, if I feel the stuff they don't want to feel, they'll want me around. I'll have a job in the social group. Eating their shit. Better than nothing. So this is a training program. Run by. Guess who? Guess who? Who runs this training program? Who works with release out there? Two beings. Archangel Michael and Ganesh. You know Ganesh. Ganesh, the remover of obstacles. Archangel Michael, who has the sword of truth to cut you free from what you're ready to let go of. You've been cutting people free from their shit since you were less than 1 year old. You work for Ganesh. You're in his training program. That's not a mistake. You know what you're doing. She's got a Ganesh tattoo. Yeah? I should have my Ganesh t-shirt on.
You can put it on.
So we're going to take you through 3 demonstrations to show you what to do with these energies besides eating them. Demonstration 1 is just to help you learn what you do with these energies. Because when you're 5 years old and you say, Mommy, Daddy, your argument's inside me and it really hurts, who's going to believe that shit? Obviously, you don't know what you're talking about. If it hurts and you cry, how many of you have been told, stop crying, you have no reason to cry. If you don't stop crying, I'll give you a reason to cry.
All the time.
A lot of empaths have been told that. Yes?
You have no reason to cry, that's the story of my life. Why?
No reason.
Put things in the right proportion.
Yes.
Making it too hard.
Yes. Dream well.
Until the next, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
You guys got to go?
Yeah.
We want to stay.
No, we really want to stay.
Change your life. That's why you have to leave. When you're ready to have your life changed, come on back. Have fun.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Really great.
It's also the guilt about feeling all that pain all the time.
Well, you were made wrong for it. Because it ain't real.
Always
You know it's
reminded
real.
of the people in Africa that have nothing to eat, and why are you crying? Why are you in so much pain?
Because you're downloading their pain, helping them. There are empaths that work with individuals. There are empaths that work with groups, often called the office ground. The person in the office who helps at least 80% of the people in the entire office clear their stuff, so there's less stress, anxiety, and computer problems. Then there are empaths that work with situations that happen somewhere else on the planet. And you just happen to be walking past the news or a newspaper, and there's a headline about a bus crash or a tsunami or starvation, and instantly you're connected to that energy and downloading it. Or you work with regions, or you work with environmental energies. You take it in from plants, animals, lakes, mountains, rivers, forests. I know an empath, his specialty is forests. He goes for a hike, and he has to meditate for 2 days to get the energy of the forest that he cleaned up out of him. All the old pain from things that went on in that forest hundreds and hundreds of years ago. He walks out of the forest with it in his body. You recognize that? Somebody killed somebody in that forest. That energy is in the ground. It's there. It's still there. It's not the forest's responsibility. It's human beings' responsibility because it's human energy. And he sucks it up out of an ecosystem and environment, especially a forest that he goes into. And it takes him a couple days to get it out of him after a hike. And it doesn't matter if he sits down and meditates in the forest. All he has to do is walk through it. And when he's really good at it, all he has to do is think about that woods, and he'll take it right in.
When your energy drops suddenly, like walking through a city or something,
Oh, yeah.
is that what's going on?
Generally.
What'd you say? Sorry.
When your energy suddenly drops, if you're like walking through a city or...
You mean when you feel it leaks?
You just get really suddenly exhausted somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
And you start depending on second wind. Keep going and going and going.
So we're going to start demonstration 1 here. So, deal with it. You're one of the most highly trained healers on the planet. You've given up a great deal of your childhood, your adolescence, and your love life to get this training. You agreed to it. It's not a mistake. There's nothing wrong with you, and you're not a victim. You've been through a training program when there are no teachers. So even you can't know you're being trained. So demonstration number 1, to help you understand how you as an individual work with these energies. Ask a higher being to come in up there for you. An enlightened being that you know from a number of lifetimes, so at least on some level there'll be some deep trust. You might not know them in this life, that won't matter. On some level there'll be a deep trust because you're friends. This higher being is going to begin creating and sending you negative energy, real negative energy, the same kind of energy you've been specializing in all your life. However, being created at the enlightened level, it can and will be disappeared instantly, the same way it was created. So while this is a demonstration that uses real negativity, it's safe.
How do I know it's safe?
You're going to find out in your own body.
Not true. Not true.
So,
It's safe.
Probably not. And that's all right. Start slow. Your friend will start slow in sending it to you. So ask your friend to begin sending you what you specialize in the negative energy department. Personal, group, regional, planetary, ecosystem level, whatever you specialize in.
how do I know
Question.
the answer to that question?
What's that?
How do I know the answer to that question?
You can't know if you can't feel. So let your body show you where you take it in. Show me with your hand what part of your body receives this energy. Throat, heart, belly, heart, back, shoulders. Second question, where's your basket? Where do you store the negative energy inside until you have time to let it go so you have room to eat more? Bellies are popular. Yeah. Bellies and hips. Back of the heart chakra. Yep. Where you store it.
It's moved up to my throat.
Yeah. Throat and heart.
Yeah.
Chokes you. Makes it hard to breathe. Third question. What does your heart center, heart chakra do? How does it feel when the negative energy comes in? Again, show me with your hands. Yeah, everybody does this.
What?
It hurts. I don't like this place. This world hurts. I know a lot of empaths who've tried to get out of here. Because this place sucks. It's painful. Love is painful. And your friends like Michael and Ganesh and those, they keeping you here for a reason. I know a few empaths who feel like they aren't allowed to kill themselves. But there's some reason. Fourth question. How have you learned to get the negativity out of you so you have room to eat more? And I'm just going to go down a list of the popular ways. There's two basic ways. You can use a positive energy or a negative energy. If you use a negative energy, you match resonance with what you're holding, and it's like the tuning fork. You get one vibrating, you bring it next to the other one, and it starts to vibrating. You follow me? So you go into a negative energy, you get the negative energy you're holding vibrating, and it clears out of you. In the negative energy department, the number one way is crying. You cry a lot, buckets of tears. Number two, depression. Isolate, dig a hole, climb in, bring in some pain and confusion, put the lid on and let it cook. Number three, we've already mentioned. Acting out socially disruptive behavior. Childhood tantrums, adolescent rebellion or troublemaking, adult self-destructive behavior with relationships, food, drugs, anger, something. And number 4 on the list, repeated entering negative energy states of pain, chaos, anxiety, stress, panic, bipolar, manic depressive, going to the hospital, getting sick, going to the hospital, especially as a child, repeatedly. Actually, there can be other reasons for that. I worked with somebody who was a very powerful healer. And as a child, they wanted to go to the hospital to help people there. But the only way they could get into the hospital was to get really sick. So they got really sick and were let into the hospital. And then went all around the hospital healing people in different beds. 5 years old.
I did the same when I was 8, 3 weeks. Went from bed to bed.
Yep. Very powerful healers.
Do you generally have one specialty or like a cocktail?
Everybody's different. Some people have got the works. You know, some people have pretty much specialized in 1, 2, or 3. On the positive end of things, the most popular way to get the stuff out is physical or aerobic activity. Sports, yoga, exercise, running, hiking, swimming, or related activities that are part physical and part emotional, like writing, singing, playing music, dancing. Miss dancing in that. I used to do a lot of dancing. Between sets, I'd go out in the alley behind the Scorpion, which was the best dance bar where I lived, take off my t-shirt and wring a giant puddle out of my t-shirt, and then go back in and dance some more. Also, when I was in my 20s, 30s, and 40s, I used to take a lot of long, hot baths. Get in the tub and soak. Go swimming. Go out in the water. Barbara and I still really love a good Guatemalan hot springs.
But then can't there also be an overdependency on it? On the places that you positively release?
Well, I don't know. I guess I'm overly dependent on ecstasy. That sounds like a really terrible thing.
But it's like eating and shitting, right? It's just like a natural need.
Yeah.
Better to do it consciously and with something creative than to make it eat you.
Yeah, I see going to the hot springs. We just got back as a gift.
I meant more with like the physical, like swimming or running or being physical until you break down. Like people just keep churning out the energy until that.
Because more than escaping would be like transforming, no?
Yes. Yeah, you don't have to do any of it to excess. You don't have to do combo every day.
As a healer, it's okay to be scared. To be scared of the people that you connect with.
Oh, yeah.
Because
you take it in. You'll lose that fear as you learn how to work with the energies. That's what we're learning here. So, end of demonstration 1. All that negative energy is gone. Time for demonstration 2. Your friend is back with 10 times the negativity that you ever connected to. And again, with your permission, a river of negativity will flow through you without touching you. You'll be totally and completely transparent. It'll go up out the top of your head or down into the earth, or both, however you work, but it will not touch you. And as you relax into it and allow it, you'll notice that your heart opens in safety, because it knows you're not eating it, you're not internalizing it, you're not holding it. It's flowing through you like a river. So wherever most of it is going, up or down, follow it. Imagine yourself zipping out of your body and follow the flow down, down into the earth, or up, up into the other dimensions. Follow it. See where it's going. Follow it until you get to a place where there is a lot of bright white light. See it, sense it, feel it, however you work. Anybody got the light? Yes? Okay, few people.
With a terrible pain in the womb. I don't know if it's natural. It's came here, I'm feeling it.
You're going to let some stuff go from there, and you're actually resistant to letting it go. Pain is resistance. You're fighting a release process, which is pretty natural. We're all trained to do that. I certainly was. Well, we'll get there. Before you were born, you made agreements. If it's going up with the beings most systems call angels, if it's going down with the Mother Earth, it's no longer your job to deal with other people's shit. You show up, you redirect it, your friends take care of it. It goes up to the angels, it goes down to the Mother Earth, and is transmuted at other levels by beings who easily and effortlessly know how to do that. It's a free will universe. You do have to show up and say yes. Again, from now on, if you take in anybody else's stuff and internalize it, you made the choice to do so. Go find out why. What's the payoff? Way you get loved? My favorite payoff story is a gentleman from Western Germany. Flew in here a couple of times. Had to stay in Pana. He couldn't stay in San Marcos. The energy was too intense. He'd go out to a party. He'd walk down the street. He'd fill up. We'd get him cleaned out. He'd fill up again. He'd call me on Skype. He'd come here for a session. We'd bring in his ascended masters, get him cleaned out. He'd fill up, have to go sit in a dark room for 2 days, meditating with his candles. And get him cleaned out, he'd fill up. Get him cleaned out, he filled up. And finally the light went on. And he said, I know what I'm doing. When I fill up with other people's density, I can't work. And my rich father that I'm angry at has to support me, and I'm getting even. When he realized that, he stopped eating it. And pretty soon, he lived in a little town. He called it Hobbitville. One of these Western German towns with Swiss architecture with the brown beams and the white stucco plaster like this behind it. And people from his town started coming to the door, knocking on the door and going, I don't know why I'm here, but I know you can help me. And he'd let them in and into his dark little room with all his pictures of ascended masters and light a couple of candles and empty them out. But he wouldn't eat it anymore. Pretty soon he was doing groups. We visited him on our European tour. Great little town, yeah?
Yeah, they have a really good ice cream shop.
What's the name of the town?
The one with the good ice cream.
Yeah. Really small town. Did have a train stop, though. Had a train station.
does not have.
Anyway. All right. End of demonstration 2. Time for demonstration 3. Again, your friend is back with even more negativity. And again, a river of negative energy is going to move toward you, but 1 meter, 1 yard in front of you, it will turn. Go down into the earth, or up to the angels, or both, however you work. You will not have to protect yourself from it. It is not protection, it's redirection. Effortlessly, the negativity will turn. Your heart will relax and open even more. More negative energy that you're holding inside will leave you, flow out of you to this point in front of you, and join the rest of it going off to clean up. So let go of stuff you're holding. Without the tears, the depression, the pain. Just let it flow out of you. And let the negativity from your friend effortlessly pass on to cleanup. Now, if you take this point and put it inside you, you could start eating it. So instead, take this point and put it on the other side of the planet in the Australian desert. And watch the negativity flow to the other side of the planet and then go up or down to clean up. Or put it in the Siberian desert. Or put it in South Africa.
What about an object? Sometimes I find it really easy to put it into an object.
All right. As long as it goes on to transmutation. Where you put this point is your choice. If you're working with an individual or even a group, put the point underneath or above, depending on if it goes down or up, the individual you are working with, and it'll move from them directly to clean up. It won't even come towards you. Again, protection, defense against negativity is a prayer for attack. Dear universe, I want to protect myself from other people's negative energies. Oh, that's the fun you want to have. Then we'll throw more at you and you'll have more fun. That is how it works energetically. It's actually a prayer, and the universe has a habit of answering your prayers. So this is not protection. This is welcoming the negative energy and redirecting it to your friends. Up or down, or both, however you work. Doesn't matter. Now, along the way, empaths learn generally one of two things. You learn that love equals eating someone else's garbage. Your job is to handle what they don't want to handle. Your partner comes home from the war, otherwise known as the office or the workplace, and your job is to clean them up. Many empaths have had the experience of making love, and your partner says, "Whoa, sweetheart, that was incredible. I feel amazing." And you got slimed. Especially when somebody had an orgasm, you ended up with a huge amount of stuff inside. And they don't want to hear anything different than you feel really good like they do. And you don't. Anybody here had that experience?
Yes.
It's not unusual. And no one out there talks about it. That's not real. That doesn't exist. We don't talk about that stuff. How could that be real? Yeah.
So I'm living with this girl who I feel that she's really angry. And she will completely deny that she's angry. She sings songs, blah, 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 but her movements are all feel really angry. And when I'm around her, I get really angry as well.
Mm-hmm.
And like I'm assuming that it's not my anger, that I'm picking it up from her. And I don't know whether I'm right and that she's angry and she just doesn't realize it, or she's denying it, or there's some kind of weird projection.
It's her energy. It's giving you access to some of your own.
Right.
And so the two of you have come together to move these energies.
But if she won't admit that that's there, it doesn't matter.
Nope. It's not about her. It's available to her if she wishes. It doesn't feel like she's ready. So you use it. Now, so some empaths learn that love equals eating other people's garbage, and that becomes your job. Other empaths, especially if you start eating it, say before you can walk or talk. So, in other words, before about 1, you learn that love equals pain. Because that stuff coming in hurts, and you might not even be able to roll over and get out of the way of it. Boy, those were two really powerful empaths that just ran. So what happens when you get old enough to fall in love is you don't fall in love with somebody who doesn't provide the garbage or doesn't provide the pain. Because inside, love equals eating other people's stuff, or love equals pain. I have a great story. About 2 decades ago, I had a girlfriend. It was a small town, and she knew me in my previous relationship. And one day, my new girlfriend said to me, "You know, I'll bet you'd love me more if I made you sleep some nights in the closet like Carolyn did." I had a little mat in the closet, and Carolyn would get all pissed off and kick me out of bed, and I'd have to go sleep in the closet. It hurt. It was love. And I didn't recognize it as love without that pain, and I actually dumped my new girlfriend because she didn't hurt me. It didn't feel like love. Does that make sense to anybody here? Love equals pain. So what we're doing here is to help you. Again, the technical processing term is hooked. You have love hooked to eating garbage or hooked to pain in the subconscious. And once you understand that you don't have to eat that stuff anymore, you'll let those things unhook, and then You can experience love as love, and working with someone else's garbage is a really fun, powerful thing to do. As a highly trained healer. So let's talk about the bigger picture. My favorite way, again, is with Archangel Michael and Ganesh, the remover of obstacles for Ganesh. And Michael's got a sword. It's called the Sword of Truth. And I think 15 or 20 years ago, people actually did more meditations where you call in Michael, ask him to bring his sword and cut you free of what you're ready to let go of. Empaths have the sword of truth. I don't mean Michael's sword, I mean the same sword. And you've been cutting other people free from their density since you were a little child. 3 years old, you make the connection. Effortlessly, they let go of something they wouldn't even admit was there, and it's in you. And then you're made wrong if you try and talk about it. Michael is generally considered the number one archangel, and as I understand it, his number one earthly project is empaths, getting all of you through your training. Michael, in the old Christian illustrations, is shown out there with that sword leading God's armies. What if God's armies are not about a war? What if they're about a patient, loving cleanup of people and a planet with a pain body? And you've been in basic training in that army since you were a child. Learning, studying density, so that you could, one day, when the planet really needed it, when everybody is needing to get their stuff out, you know how to help them. And you'd be doing the same thing you've been doing since you were a child, only effortlessly, very powerfully. And I remember when I first was figuring this out, and I had a client, and the client was going through some rough stuff, and they were just, I could feel them, they were just about ready to dump. And I thought, oh shit. And I had this voice come up inside me that said, ha! I ate worse than that when I was 8. So, as you learn that you don't need to eat that stuff anymore, as you actually experience you're no longer putting it in your body. And if you do put it in your body, don't beat yourself up. Get a couple angels, let it go. And then go look at what is the payoff. Why? What's your payoff story? That the way you're loved? Does eating other people's shit keep your energy and your light down? What's your payoff? Find it. Work with it. Now, the really good part to this empath story is this. The magic, amazing part is that this magic channel is a two-way street. The channel where you make the connection with someone, you're 3 years old, and they just effortlessly let go of something, that channel works in the other direction. And when they've let go of something, the channel works in the other direction, and they receive right straight out of source whatever they need to fill the place where they just let something go. Now, you talk to higher beings, they'll tell you there are more higher beings helping this planet, more levels, dimensions, and energies than you can get help from, than you could possibly work with in 1,000 lifetimes. But that's not the issue. The issue is, will you let it in? And most people won't. It's outside, it's big, it's powerful, it's going to control you. No way will you let it in.
Are we talking about the light?
The light. But as an empath, since you were a child, people have effortlessly, the stuff just flows out of them effortlessly. And the higher dimensional replacements the vibrations, the belief systems they need, some seeds for sprouting in the future, flow into them effortlessly. And that's the magic. They get what they need to change the choices they're making, to sample a higher energy and decide if they want to keep it. And if they don't, you can bring it to them again. It's effortless. Empaths are huge channels for energy out of source. And people let it in just as easily as they let go of their shit without resistance. That is magic. It makes you into a very powerful healer. People have amazing results because they let in something that they would normally block because they're afraid of it. It's big, it's powerful. Hey, it's probably male, it's going to control you. Don't let it in. And they just let it in.
Keith, I feel like this pain has just sat with me now and it hasn't been released, and now it's just making me feel worse. I came in feeling positive, but now it's like it's just stuck there.
Good. Wonderful. Close your eyes. So we can all get together at the whole porch full of empaths here and help you let go of this, and you're not going to let go of it.
What do you mean I'm not going to let go of it?
Just what I said. You're not going to let go of it. This lady right here in front of you has been trying to help you, and you're not letting go of it.
I don't know what more to do though. I'm trying, I'm feeling it, but I can't release it.
Well, let's go deeper and look at why. Because this is something you've set up for your growth, your journey, your expansion, your magic. And so that you'll finally love a part of you that you don't love. Sooner or later. And one part of you is going, I want to let go of this, and another part of you is going, no, I don't.
I've been hearing that part, who does not want to let go of it since he started the process. It's like, I don't want to.
Mm-hmm.
I've been feeling that part.
But I don't know how to release it. That doesn't make sense to me, saying that I don't want to let go because it's
Well,
not.
see,
I
that's
don't
the
know where it's
problem.
coming from.
Yeah.
This part of you has more power than the part of you that does want to let it go. But you are in denial of it. Making it wrong. I don't want to get close to it. I don't want to know what's there. I don't want to deal with
I
it.
don't know what it is though.
Well, that's where we're going.
Don't identify with it.
You gave this part of you the job to do this, to hold on to this negativity, to keep it inside you. Why? Again, we're not making it wrong here. This is pure know thyself. And you are one of the advanced people here because you're willing to try and look at it. Most people couldn't get close enough to even know it's there, even though the issue's running their life.
I don't know where I came from though, where I started. Or like it just feel it just takes over me sometimes.
Uh-huh. Well, in other words, you asked a part of you to do this, to serve you in this way, which is okay. So you're actually doing this because you feel it's better, all things considered, that you hold on to this stuff than you let it go. Why?
It's really hard for me to see it.
Yes, absolutely. And I do understand the energies that say if you will see it or even admit that it is there, then you'll empower it, and it'll be even stronger. It does feel that way, and so it's very scary to get in touch with something that's basically, it's running your life. And it's actually by your own choice. Why don't you ask this lady to help you out? If she's not gonna leave. Now, you are going to let go of fixing her, helping her. This is know thyself. This is not making anything wrong. She's a divine being on a sacred journey. And this, where she's stuck, is part of her creativity. She's designed something where she's terribly stuck in a nightmare. But it's for a very creative purpose of liberation, expansion, illumination, waking up. The thing we're all doing. So, here's what she needs to look at, if you can imagine it. Okay? And around that is a layer of fear. And then there's a layer of pain. And then there's a layer of resistance. You follow me? So it's really hard. She says, I can't see it. I can't get to it. I can't. Because of these layers. And as the empath, you and the rest of us, can help her to let go of the layers, the resistance, the pain, the fear that say, oh, no, don't go there. Don't get close. You can't get close. You can't see it. You just get close and you'll just have nothing but more pain, nothing but more fear. You don't want to go there. Am I making sense? So as an empath, and to empower her in her journey, not making her journey wrong and not making the place that she's caught wrong, we can help her to release these layers that hide, that bury, that put what she really needs to work on out of reach. Can't get to it. There's too much resistance. And then there's all this pain and fear, and I can't get there, and I can't get there, and there must be something wrong with me, and why can't I do it? And So what we're saying is that some part of you believes that you're actually better off with this basically a heart blockage You're better off having it blocked than not blocked. You're better off having this pain than not having it. And again, we're not making it wrong. It makes total sense on some level. We want to go look at that by helping you welcoming off these layers that have buried the core, the truth, the what you really want to look at. With protection, so that you won't find out. But the truth is, you're allowed to know if you want to. You're allowed to know what you're doing if you want to know.
Yeah, I want to know, but I just...
And get in touch with a part of you that doesn't want to know, that wants to keep it like it is. What are you even more afraid of than this pain? What would happen to you if you didn't have this pain?
I'd be alone.
There'd be a what?
I'd be alone.
Why?
Because there's been no anything with me.
So when you hold other people's pain inside, you feel connected to them and you feel like you're not alone. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Because I couldn't get the love that I needed, so I used to take in the pain.
Yes. Love equals pain. And if you let go of the pain, you're not loved. If I don't have that very painful relationship, it isn't love. Now you know.
But why do I keep searching for it? I keep getting the same feeling.
Well, one part of you does want out of this. So let's do this. Put the love in one hand and the pain in the other hand. That you have hooked together. That according to you, you can't have one without the other. If you let go of the pain, you don't have the love. You're not loved. It isn't love without the pain.
I don't think I know what it feels like to feel love, though.
This is true. Because if it isn't very painful, it isn't love. And like me, I dumped the girlfriend who didn't hurt me. I left her. Wasn't love. I wasn't loved. Now, of course, what we are saying is, yes, you can get these unhooked. The lady in front of you is love equals handling the stuff that other people don't want to feel. That's her job. Keep people from feeling pain. So she takes it on. Yes? So if she turns herself into a human garbage dump, she knows she has worth, value in this world. And if you're in pain, you know you're loved.
How does that work?
It's an equation.
So they're giving you love. It's giving, like, if they give you pain, it's them loving you.
Yes. It does hurt. It hurt me. How do you think it feels to have to go sleep in somebody's closet? It's a big closet. I mean, that was only part of it. Now, remember, the larger picture here is that your journey of training as this very powerful empathic healer, the conclusion that you came to was that it hurts to be loving. So therefore, pain is love. And these things got hooked together in your subconscious.
Yeah.
So put your two hands together like this. Like this. Look at me. Like that. With love in one and pain in the other, and feel how they are tied, joined, almost welded together. And you don't have one without the other. And now we're all going to help you. We're going to bring in some higher energy to start separating these two. So the love can live without the pain. Yes, there's pain. A lot of people in this world are in pain. And you came here to work with a lot of people's pain. But you also came here to have a lot of love. To love and be loved. But you got to get them separated. And gently, we're going to bring in partnership with your higher self. The lady in front of you is being the empathic channel for exactly what you need according to your higher self to begin allowing these to separate so they're not the same thing. Yes, there's pain. Yes, there's love, but they don't equal each other. They don't automatically go together anymore. Good. Notice that your hands are separated. Feel that?
They just want to push apart.
Yes, they do. So keep letting this energy in. Where healing is accessed. And there's a bunch of people on this porch being access channels, especially the lady in front of you is being a very powerful access channel to what you need according to your own higher self. Nobody here is giving you what they think you need. They're just being a channel so that your higher self can use that channel to reach for what it needs from source. In the future, you'll learn you can get it directly yourself. But right now, you can't do that. Because if you connected to source, instead of getting this love, you get pain. Or you'd get them both. And, well, you don't want to do that. That makes sense.
Sasha, release this system of beliefs. You don't need that shit anymore. Yeah. Remember your true nature, sister. You don't need that.
And what is coming in?
I don't think that's a system of beliefs. That's something that I've taken on.
Yes? What is coming in is your original programming. that, yes, you know love, and yes, you know what pain is, but they're not welded together anymore. They don't automatically go together. And you're helping the lady in front of you let go of automatically being a garbage dump to be in love. And she's going to run up against her barrier. Well, if you don't automatically handle his stuff, he won't want you around. He'll have to deal with it himself, and he won't like that. And he'll blame you. He'll feel more pain, and he'll conclude that you're the one who's hurting him. That's happened before, isn't it? And so you either get dumped or you go back to eating their stuff. And the way out is to understand that when you're clear inside, you will not pull in someone who wants you to play this role. Do you follow me? Now, to you with the pain, I'm going to give you something from your 4-year-old. Okay? Something really simple, really powerful. Right there. Let that in.
It felt like the pain had already moved away a bit, and I could feel the separation. And this is the love flowing, and we're starting to feel it more.
Yes.
Like how it's separating the two.
You did come here to work very powerfully with other people's pain, their pain bodies. But not by living in that pain. Not anymore. You needed to pretty much drown in that pain to study it, to get your education. But your training's over. It's over. Right now, you don't feel the need to go back and do 11th grade. You finished it. It's done. You don't need to go back and do 11th grade again. You're done.
I felt the disconnection, the separation.
Yeah.
That's probably why I was born into a family with people with the biggest pain bodies.
Absolutely. You went to school. You were born into a school. A school for you, for what you came here to study.
But this is why I got confused.
Yes, of course.
And it was hard for me to feel the love from my parents because I always felt their pain.
Now, want to do something powerful?
Yeah.
Take your whole family, parents and the rest of them, and empty them out and send it directly wherever it goes for you. Not put it in you, and don't take more than 5 seconds to do it. Clean them out, the entire family. There. When you get used to this, it'll be so effortless, you can spend a couple of seconds every day and clean them out. Because you do love them. I mean, they're family. They love you. And you can help them out. You don't have to be resistant to helping them.
That's why I haven't been back yet.
You drowned.
I drowned in their pain.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
That's a very, very powerful healer. The porch is full of them.
I really appreciate that. It's been with me for a long time. And it's something I love. I want to do myself. It's my family.
How are you doing? As one of the other extremely powerful people on this porch, who has had quite the journey with other people's shit.
Boy.
I'm okay. I've been like triggered the past few days, just with like feeling lonely. So yeah, I'm just kind of like, I was having a hard time like being present with her because I've been feeling like, like this. Yeah, it sucks.
Give this time to sink in. You might come back, do another empath training, whatever. We do them every once in a while. Make some sense out of your life.
Yeah, totally. I had like, it's stupid. I always thought like maybe I'm crazy because when I was a child, I always